Hey friends, Sheree here. Welcome back to the channel, Cooking at Home with Sheree. Today I'm about to pressure can some beans, and I thought I would take you guys along. I have 4 different kinds of beans that I'm going to be pressure canning today. I have my favorite black-eyed peas. These are some orca beans. These are some green baby lima beans. And then these are some Mexican beans called mayacoba. And so the only beans that I have ever pressure canned before are the black-eyed peas. I get my beans in bulk, a lot of them from Azure Standard. I've shared this in an Azure Standard haul. I will link to that video in case you didn't miss it. Then others I just pick up, like the green lima beans I've had in my pantry. And as I prepare for my busy garden season, I just want to have some of these proteins, these legumes already cooked and ready to like dump into casseroles and soups and things like that to make my cooking process easier. So for me, this is more kind of like meal prep and not so much like long-term food storage. I don't store my home pressure canned or water bath canned foods for long-term storage. I typically am trying to use them up within the, recommended time of 12 to 18 months. And I don't can enough that stuff even lasts that long. Like, and that's the main reason why I'm doing this again, because I'm down to like 2 of my quart-sized jars of black-eyed peas. I love dumping them into soups and stews. And so I also am going to do some pint-sized jars because I do find that when I want to make like a smaller batch of soup where I don't want to have leftovers, or if I just want to toss it into as a side dish, I need to have some smaller jars. And I've only done the really big jars. So I'm going to be doing a mixture of pint and quart-sized jars as well. So I'm going to take you through the process just with the black-eyed peas. I'm going to get these sorted and rinsed. And then what I do, I've done it both ways. I soaked them overnight, and then I did it where I just brought it up to a boil. I brought the beans up to a boil in fresh water, let them sit for an hour, and then just rinsed and drained them. That's what I'm going to do today, and then I'm going to pressure can. Okay, so I'm going to share with you the process using these orca beans, but I'm going to then, going to use the same process for all the other bean varieties. So these are very clean beans. I sifted through just as a double check. And this is a total of 3 cups of the organic orca beans. I'm going to get these covered, fill this pot with water, and the instructions say to bring it to a boil and let it boil for 10 minutes and then turn it off and let the beans soak for an hour. All right, so my beans are covered. I'm going to watch for this to come up to a boil, and then once it starts boiling, I'll put a 10-minute timer on. Okay, the beans are boiling. I got my timer set for 10 minutes. And then we're gonna turn this fire off and let them sit for 30 minutes. Okay, so we have about 30 more minutes left for the beans to soak. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting the jars sanitized and heated up. I am using my electric Presto canner. I should have already released a video of pressure canning onions, and I show it a bit more, but this is a really self-explanatory system. The manual is very thorough, and I'm literally just following the instructions that are in the manual step by step. It takes all the guesswork out of doing the pressure canning process for you. I do have a stovetop pressure canner. I use that typically when I'm doing like meat and fish, or if I want to do big batches because it's a big one. But since I'm just doing like about 5 jars at a time of these beans, I'm going to be using the smaller one, and I can, do other things in the kitchen. I'm actually getting the kitchen pantry cleaned out and organized and restocked while I'm working on all this pressure canning. So I like to use this one. I don't want to just be standing over the stove and keeping an eye on things so closely. So anyway, I'm going to pop the lid on here so these jars can get heated up so that they're ready to be filled once the beans are done soaking. Okay, so my jars are filled, and I'm going to get these loaded into the canner, you can see there's quite a bit of liquid above, and then there are the and the beans are in the bottom. Okay, friends, so here is the lineup of beans over the last 2 days. I'm gonna be sprinkling in some more batches throughout the week. My goal is to get a total of 50 of the pint-sized jars canned up, and I want to have a few quart-sized jars of the of all of them, but especially the black-eyed peas. I have a few left from when I first pressure canned them in the quart-sized jars, and that's just the perfect size for me to make my black-eyed pea soup. 1 quart-sized jar with all my vegetables is the perfect portion. These are more for like if I'm doing beans as a side, or if I'm just cracking open a quick to make myself like a quick simple soup. I don't want to have to open the quart size, and so that's what these are for. So I do want to have the larger size available for, especially when I'm making like family-sized batches of soup. Just to quickly go through the rundown, I have 4 jars of the green baby lima beans. I have 6 jars of the Mayakoba beans, and I had another jar, but I already ate that, y'all. Same thing with the orca beans. I had 8 jars, and I ate one of those. I had beans for lunch yesterday and today. And then I have 8 jars of the organic black-eyed peas. So I'm gonna get these onto the shelf, and I'm gonna keep working my way through until I reach my goal of beans put away for this current bean canning session, back and share an update of the rest of what I get done. All right, see you soon. Bye.